All right, guys, so for our do now today, we had 4 problems, and we are going to be solving these two-step equations for x. Now, some of the things that I wanted you to remember is that our goal is always to get x by itself, and to achieve that goal, we are going to be using inverse operations to undo any operations we see within the problem. And we're going to be using our inverse order of operations, meaning that we will always be starting with addition and subtraction, and then we go on to the multiplication and division. So, with that being said, let's zoom in here a little and take a look at number 1. Let me get this to focus. And how about we go to normal? Okay, so for number 1, we have -2 plus 10x equals 78. In this problem, we want to first notice that we have 2 different operations. We have a -2 plus something, and then we have 10 times something. So, what is the first thing that we're going to be doing? So remember, we're going to be doing the opposite here, the inverse order of operations. So normally when we're solving a problem, we would do multiplication first. But since we're trying to work backwards to solve for that x, the number that we don't know, we want to do that in reverse. So we want to start with addition and subtraction and then do our multiplication and division. Yes, we have a -2 that we want to get rid of. So the opposite of a negative would be a positive. So we want to do +2 first. And remember, whenever we are solving for an equation, both sides of the equal sign here have to be equal, because that is the definition of equal. It means that we do the same thing. So if I do +2 on this side of the equal sign, I'm also going to do +2 on the other side of the equal sign. So then we're going to draw our line. Yes, my 2's are going to cancel. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring everything down. 10 times x equals, now what's 78 plus 2? 80. Good. Very good. Okay, so we just finished our first step. Now we want to think of this almost as a whole new equation. We have 10 times some number equals 80. What operation do we have here? Yes, yes. So you're even a step ahead. We've got 10 times x. To get rid of multiplication, we are going to divide. So we're going to take 10x and divide it by 10. And whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I've got to do it to the other side. So I'm going to divide 80 by 10 as well. What's going to happen to my 10s? Yes. My 10s are going to cancel. I'll bring down my x, my equals, and then what is 80 divided by 10? 8. Perfect. Okay. Did anybody get something different?
I got something different.
What'd you get, Lisa? 760. Okay.
That's because I divided. So
You divided. Wait, where?
up there on 2 and 2.
Oh, did you divide by 2?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
So I redid it.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you did get a different number, does the process make sense now of how we got 8?
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any questions about this one? I don't want anyone to feel lost before we move on. Everybody feel okay to try number 2? Okay, let's look at number 2 now. We have a different equation here. We have x divided by 4 plus 3 equals 10. So we've got 2 operations here, meaning that we're going to have 2 steps. I see division, and I see addition. What should I do first? Yeah, we want to get rid of that plus 3 first because we're using the backwards order of operations. So what am I going to do to get rid of that plus 3? Yes, we're going to do a -3 or -3. Yes, we want to do everything that we do on one side also to the other. So we're going to take -3 onto that 10. Okay, before we do that, we're going to remember this cancels. Then we'll bring that down. X divided by 4 equals 10 minus 3? 7. Good. Okay, now we want to look at this again like it's a whole new equation. We have x divided by 4 equals 7. So what am I going to do to get rid of division?
4 times 4.
Yes, whenever we have division, to get rid of it, we multiply. We do the opposite. So I'm going to do x divided by 4 times 4. And whatever I do to one side, I've got to do it to the other to keep my equal sign true. Okay, what's going to happen to my 4s? Those are going to cancel out, absolutely. I'll bring my x down, my equal down. And what is 7 times 4? 28. Very good. All right. If you didn't get 28, do we understand now why the answer is 28?
I didn't go further.
You got 28. Good. What did you do, Jenny?
I didn't go past what I was supposed to do.
Did you
I
get
did
to
that,
the
but I didn't bring, that's where I got lost. I didn't bring it over.
Gotcha. That's okay. So remember, our goal anytime that we're solving an equation is to get x by itself. So if there's still something over here with x, we got to figure out how we can get rid of it. We know that we're done once we have x equals a number. That's how we know we're done. Any questions on number 2 before we move on? Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 is 21 equals 9 times x minus 6. What should we do first?
Do the 6 minus and change it to the plus.
Yes, we have a -6 we want to get rid of. So to get rid of it, we're going to do the inverse, which is plus 6. And then I need to do that to both sides. So plus 6. All right, now. My 6's are going to cancel. Then what is 21 plus 6? 27. Good. Now I have a whole new equation. 27 is equal to 9 times x. Am I done? No, x is not by itself yet. So what can I do to get rid of multiplication?
9 times 9.
Well, we have 9 times x already. How do we get rid of multiplication? Divide. Perfect, guys. So we're going to divide by 9 on both sides. What happens to my 9s? They cancel. They go away. Now I'm going to bring it down. My x is equal to, what is 27 divided by 9? 3. Perfect. So if you did something different, does anybody want to share where maybe they messed up or went wrong?
I times 9.
Oh, you did 9 times 9?
Yeah.
So what's funny is I even make this mistake. A lot of times when I'm trying to solve a problem, I remember to do the opposite for my addition and subtraction, but once you get to multiplication and division, it is so easy to forget that we're still using inverse operations. And I have been writing answer keys and done the same thing as you before, where I would do times 9 instead of divided. So it's just very important that we go slowly. We really think about what our equation says. If it helps, you could even put parentheses around your variable so that we know it's multiplication.
All of mine, I didn't go further.
Didn't go
I
further.
stopped at the 27, and I stopped there instead of timing it with whatever the next step was.
Yeah.
I didn't go further.
Right. Well, and I think I bet where that is coming from is the previous unit we just did, we were working with combining like terms, where if you had an x connected to a term, you couldn't put it together with the one beside it that didn't have an x. But that was before we were solving for the variable. Now we can go further. So I definitely understand the habit of not being used to being able to go further after that. So just remember, when we are solving an equation, we are able to separate x from that number. We are going to be going that little step further. Okay, any questions on 3 before we do 4? All right, let's look at number 4. We have 9 equals 5 plus x divided by 7. What should we do here?
Change it to divided by 5. Put the 5 down and then take away 5.
Okay, yeah, so we have a plus 5 here. So we want to get rid of that first. So Lisa, just like what you said, we're going to do minus 5. And then where do we put our other minus 5?
9.
Under the 9. We're always going to go to the other side of the equal sign. All right, so what happens with our 5s?
Cross them all.
They cancel. We're going to cross them out. What is 9 minus 5? 4 equals x divided by 7. Okay, we have a whole new equation now. We have 4 equals x divided by 7. How do we get rid of division? We multiply. So on this side here, to get x by itself, I need to get rid of that divided by 7. So to make it cancel, I'm going to do times 7. And I need to do that to both sides. My 7s are going to cancel. I'm going to bring down my x, my equals, and then what is 4 times 7? 28. Very good, guys. Okay, does that make a lot of sense to everybody, or do we have any confusion here? Okay. So guys, this is kind of what we're going to be doing today. Here's our topics, and if you still need to write the work down, I'm going to leave that up there for a second. Today we're going to be reviewing our one-step equations and our two-step equations. And then we're going to go one step further today, and we're going to introduce what we call multi-step equations. And all that means is we're going to be doing more than 2 steps, probably just 3. Probably just 3 today. So we're going to review, and then we're going to introduce something new. So I'll leave that up there if you're wanting to write, and I will bring this down. Okay. So we're going to start by reviewing our one-step equations. And what I did here is I wrote down 4 different equations that all only take 1 step to solve. So for the first example, I have x plus 3 equals 10. What would I do to figure out what my x is equal to? Minus 3, perfect. We want to get x by itself. So to do that, we need to get rid of this plus 3. And to get rid of addition, we subtract. So I'll do that to both sides. All right, my 3's will cancel. I'll bring down my x equals, and then what is 10 minus 3?
7.
7, good. Very good. So there's an addition problem. Let's try a one-step subtraction problem. How about x minus 2 equals 2? What would I do to solve for x here? You would add. I have x minus 2 on one side. To get rid of that minus 2, I'm going to do plus 2. And I got to do it to both sides of the equal sign. What's my next step here? Yes, my 2's cancel, and then I bring everything down. X equals 2 plus 2? 4. X equals 4. Perfect. Okay, 2 more one-step equations for practice. Now I have x divided by 3 is equal to 12. What do I need to do here to get x by itself?
Multiply.
Yes, we have a division problem. To get rid of division, we multiply. So I'm going to do times 3 over here, and I got to do the same thing to both sides. My 3's will cancel, and I will get x equals, what's 12 times 3? 36. Perfect. Okay, now let's look at this fourth one here. I have 5 times x equals 20. 5 times x equals 20. What do I need to do to get x by itself? Divide. We have multiplication here. To get rid of multiplication, we divide. All right, so my 5's cancel. I'll bring down my x equals, and what is our solution here? 4. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So there is a quick review of our one-step equations. And we call them one-step equations because there's only one step that we have to take here. If we have addition, we subtract. That's our step. If we have subtraction, we add. That's our step. If we have division, we multiply. That's our step. If we have multiplication, we divide. That is our step. And remember, what we're using here is called inverse operations. So if you want to make another note as a reminder, I'm going to make a little note for myself. So I'm going to write the word inverse, and I know that the opposite of addition is subtraction. I'm going to draw a little arrow between those. And then the opposite of multiplication is division. So this is just a little reminder, because this rule of using inverse operations, it will never change. No matter how many steps your equation has, we always use the inverse for each step. Okay, I'm going to move this over about here. And now let's look at our two-step equations. So when we have a two-step equation, we know that there's going to be 2 different operations that we need to get rid of. We're trying to still get x by itself. That's always the goal, is to isolate the variable, get it on its own. But whenever we have more than one operation, we need to remember which step to do first. So in my first problem here, I have 3 times x minus 2 equals 13. What should I do first? Yes, yes. So we want to get rid of our subtraction first. We have minus 2, so we'll do plus 2. Yes, and we do that to both sides. So our 2's are going to cancel. And then 13 plus 2 is 15. And then I'm going to bring everything down. I have 3 times x equals 15. Okay, now I have a whole new equation here. We did the first step, but we still have to do that second step.
3x.
Yes. So we have 3 times x. If we have times, we need to divide to get rid of it. So we're going to do 3x divided by 3. And then we've got to do the same thing on both sides. Our 3's are going to cancel. I'll bring down my x equals, what is 15 divided by 3? 5. Good job. All right. Does that first one make sense to everybody? Good deal. Now let's look at our second two-step equation. I've got x divided by 4 plus 6 equals 10. What do I need to do first?
Change the 6 to divide.
Change the 6 to divide?
Or take away. Sorry.
Yes, that's okay. So remember, if we've got division or multiplication and then addition or subtraction, we want to do the addition and subtraction first. So we want to get rid of the plus 6. The inverse of plus is minus. So we do minus 6 on both sides. Okay, my 6's are going to cancel. And then we're going to do 10 minus 6. What is that? 4. Then we'll bring down our equals, and we still have x divided by 4 here. Yes. So now we've got this whole new equation. X divided by 4 equals 4. And I heard somebody say it. I think it was you, Jenny. We're going to get rid of this division by multiplying. We'll take this times 4. And what we do to one side, we've got to do to the other. So we'll take 4 times 4 as well. And what happens in this step now? Yes, exactly. What's going to happen with these 4's? They cancel. I'll bring down that x equals, what's 4 times 4? 16. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, guys, how do we feel about our two-step equations? Do we feel okay?
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
Can we put, if we didn't have any room, for example, if we did a test, we put 4 times 4 together? Like just
Oh, like write it over to the side instead of under it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You could totally do that. As long as you know what you're doing, that's fine.
And I know some people like to mark it out the exact right way.
Right, right. No, I don't mind how you do your work as long as it makes sense to you and it's organized in your own way. All right, guys. We're going to move on to our new topic. We've done one-step equations. We've done two-step equations. Now we're going to look at multi-step equations. So these are going to be equations where there is more than one, more than two, at least 3 steps. So let's look at what we have here. We've got 6 plus 2 times x minus 5 equals 17. So the way that we're going to solve this is not going to change at all. We're still going to look at our inverse order of operations here. We're going to start with any addition and subtraction. So I have 2 options. I have a plus 6 I could get rid of, or I have a minus 5 I could get rid of. Now, it doesn't matter which one we do first. We can do either one. So how about, just because it's at the end, let's just work with this minus 5 first. So what would I do to get rid of minus 5?
Make it addition.
Yeah, we're going to add 5. We'll do plus 5. And then where else do I need to write plus 5?
Oh, about 17?
Yes. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing because there's a lot of numbers that you could add 5 to. What we need to remember is that the equal sign is what separates our equation. So if it helps to draw a line and remember that if you do it to this side, you've got to do it to that side, that's fine with me. I see a lot of people draw lines on their work so they can remember that I don't need 2 plus 5s over here. I need 1 on each side. So I'm going to put plus 5 under 17. All right. What happens now?
You're going to mark the 5s off.
Yes, my 5s are going to cancel. Now, as we get to equations like this with more steps, it is so important that we stay very organized because we don't want to lose track of any of our terms. So we've crossed off our 5s. Now we're going to go ahead and bring everything down very slowly, very carefully. I've got a 6 plus 2 times x equals 17 plus 5. What is 17 plus 5?
22.
Is it 22?
No, it's 12.
Well, if I have 17 and I add 5, I know it can't be less than 17. Let's see, I'll type it in on my calculator too.
It's 22.
Yeah, so look at this.
I'm second guessing.
17.
I'm like 22.
Because
I got 22 on the
17 plus 5 equals 22. Good. So we got 22. That's all right. That is all right. Okay, now we have a whole new equation, guys. Every time we draw a big line and we get rid of a number, I like to just think of it as a whole nother equation. Just forget about what's above. We now have 6 plus 2 times x equals 22. So what do we need to do now?
6, take away 6.
Yeah. We still have addition and multiplication. Our inverse order of operations here tells us that we want to work with our addition and subtraction first. So we, for our next step, are going to do, like Lisa said, minus 6 here to get rid of it. And then we got to do that somewhere else. Where else am I writing minus 6?
Under the 22.
Yes, under 22, because that's on the other side of my equal sign. Okay, what happens here now?
Cross off the 2 6s.
Yes, my 6 minus 6 cancels.
And then 22 take away 6 is 6.
So 22 minus 6,
Wait, what? No, take that back. Take that back.
16. Good.
Take that back.
That's okay. I think you did 12 minus
Don't
6.
listen to
So 22 minus 6 is
I
16.
got really excited. That's probably why.
All good, all good. Now we want to bring everything down. We have 2 times x equals 16. We've got a whole new equation all over again. 2 times x equals 16. Remember, our goal is always to get x by itself. So, what can we do to get x by itself here? Yes, 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 yes. We have 2 times x. To get rid of multiplication, we divide by 2. Whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other side. So my 2's are going to what? They're going to cancel. I'll bring down my x equals, and what is 16 divided by 2? 8. Good job, guys. X equals 8. Okay, so I tried to color code so that we could see what was going on here, but as you can see, this is a little bit longer than a 2-step equation. This has 1 step here. Our first step was to add 5. Our second step was to subtract 6. And then we did a third step here, dividing by 2. We know that we are not done doing steps until we have x by itself. That is always your goal, get x by itself. Okay, that wasn't as bad as you thought it might be, was it?
No.
Good, good. Okay, does anybody else still need to write this, or can I move on? Huh?
Let's do some more.
Oh, we're gonna do some more, don't you worry. Okay. Here's some practice ones that we're gonna do together before I have you try on your own. Okay. Very similar to what we had before. I've got here -3 plus x divided by 2 minus 4 equals 2. What do we do first? We have 2 different options. I'll let you guys write first too. And I'm going to point you over here to our inverse order of operations again. Remember, we have addition and subtraction, and we have our multiplication and division. And for now, we're just going to ignore the last two. Just remember, we do this first, we do this second.
We can either start addition or subtraction.
Yeah, we could do either one. We could get rid of the -3, or we could get rid of the -4. Which one do you want to do first?
3 minus 3.
Yeah, let's get rid of that -3 first. So if I have a -3 here, what should I do to get rid of it? Yes, +3. Perfect. All right. Now, where else do I need to write +3?
4.
Oh, the 4. Oh, this is where we got to be careful. So there's a lot of different things that we could write +3 under. Remember, we are trying to keep our equation equal. The equal sign is like the center of the balance. Whatever we do on this side, we have to do on this side.
So
Also
it'd be 2
go out there first.
Yes, we're always doing the same thing to the other side of the equal sign. I don't want to do it twice on one side here. That's going to make my equation unequal. So we need to do +3 under the 2. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Good, 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 good. Okay, what's going to happen here?
Bring it down.
Bring it down.
What am I bringing down?
You're gonna cancel out the 3s first.
Yeah, my 3's cancel. Let's just get rid of those.
Bring down.
And then you're gonna bring down the plus. Oh, we gotta do that.
Yeah, so we actually don't need to bring the plus down because we got rid of our -3. So that's gone. We're going to bring down x
Minus 4.
divided by 2 minus 4 equals, and what's 2 plus 3? It's 5. Good. All right, we have a whole new equation now, guys. We have x divided by 2 minus 4 equals 5. What should we get rid of first?
4 divided by. But change that and make it a plus.
Yes, we have a -4 here that we want to get rid of. So to get rid of -4, we do +4. Where am I writing my other +4? Under the 5, because it's on the other side of the equal sign. And again, if it helps you keep track, draw a line through your equal sign so you know these are the 2 sides I'm working with. If that helps, do it.
Cross off. I won't
Okay, yep, we're going to get rid of my 4s. They cancel. Now I'm going to do what?
add 5.
Yes, now we're going to add our 5 plus 4, which is
9.
9 equals, now I have x divided by 2 equals 9. Sorry, I wrote that kind of small, but I'm running out of room. Okay, now we have another whole new equation. X divided by 2 equals 9. Times 2. Yes, the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to do both sides times 2. My 2's cancel. And then if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to write my answer over here because I'm out of space. So I have x equals, yeah, what's 2 times 9 or 9 times 2? 18. Good. So we took this big long multi-step equation and we isolated x just by doing one step at a time. It looks scary, but if you break it down, go slow and be intentional, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And we just did it together, guys. X equals 18. Okay. Let's try another one. I'll give everybody a minute to write if they're still doing that now. Anybody still need this question? Okay, let's try another multi-step equation together. I'm giving you 12 plus 4 times x plus 3 equals 31. I'm going to write out to the side my steps again just so I can keep track. Remember, first I do addition and subtraction, then I do multiplication and division. And I'm going to make this little guide for you here. All right, what would we like to do first?
Change the 12 to take 11.
Yeah, let's try to get rid of this 12 first. So to get rid of a positive 12, we're going to subtract 12. Now, where else am I going to subtract 12?
12 under
31. Good. Remember, our equal sign tells us where to go to keep it equal, okay? So if we do minus 12 on this side of the equal sign, we have to do minus 12 on the other side under 31. So my 12s are going to cancel. And we can start bringing things down if we want. I've got 4 times x plus 3 equals, what is 31 minus 12? 31 minus 12. It sure is, it's 19. All right, guys. We have a whole new equation all over again. I've got 4 times x plus 3 equals 19. What should I get rid of first?
3.
My plus 3. How do I get rid of it?
Negative 3.
Yes, I can put a negative 3 or minus 3. Where else do I need to write minus 3?
19.
On the 19, on the other side of my equal sign. All right, my 3's cancel. Now, what is 19 minus 3? 16. I'll bring down my equals. I'll bring down my 4 times x. Are we done?
No.
No, we're so close though. We're so close. We now have a one-step equation left. We've got a one-step equation here, guys. I've got 4 times x equals 16. We're so close to getting x by itself. What do I need to do?
4 divided by.
Yes, to get rid of multiplication, we divide. So I'm going to take 4x and divide by 4. And also on the 16. So my 4's cancel. I'll bring down my x equals, what is 16 divided by 4? 4. Very good, guys. Okay. How are we feeling about multi-step equations? We feeling okay? Do you guys feel like you could try some on your own now, or should we go through one more together before that?
I'm good.
You feel good? Does anybody want one more to practice with? I don't mind. Do we want one more? Okay, let's do one more. One more. All right. Yeah, this is what you're gonna be doing. But let's, how about I do it here? Here's one more practice problem. I'm gonna give you, and I hope it doesn't come out with an ugly answer. I'm gonna try my best. I know. How about -3 plus 2x minus 2 equals 11. Oh, hang on. Come on, I know you can focus better than that. There we go. Okay. So here is another practice problem. And I'll put this in parentheses just so you know that that is multiplication. We are trying to separate 2 from x eventually. What is my first step here? Yeah, I could either get rid of the -3 or the -2. It doesn't matter. I heard you guys say 3, so let's do that first. How do I get rid of this? Yeah, let's do +3 first. And where else do I need to write +3? Under the 11, because that's on the other side of my equal sign. My 3's are going to cancel. I'll go ahead and bring down 2 times x minus 2 equals 11 plus 3, 14. Okay. I have completed one step. Now we've got a couple steps left. I've got 2 times x minus 2 equals 14. What do I need to do first?
Cross off the 2, put it down.
Which one?
It's the 2.
2x or minus 2?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Yes, to get rid of minus 2, I'll do plus 2. Then, like you said, those will cancel. But where else do I need to put plus 2? Under 14, because that is on the other side of my equal sign. Now I'll bring everything down. I've got 2 times x equals 16. 14 plus 2 is 16. I think y'all know it. Okay. Are we done? No. We still need to get rid of this 2. So, Jenny, you are correct. We're going to divide by 2 because this is multiplication. So, my 2's will cancel. And then what am I going to get?
8 of x.
I'm going to get x equals 8. Perfect. Great job, guys.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, you said we could also go over to the negative 2 and do the same thing?
Absolutely. If
Will
you,
it still come out the same?
it will. It
Okay,
will
that's
come
what-
out the
okay,
same.
Okay.
So something that's really nice about the steps here. The first step, get rid of all addition and subtraction. Second step, get rid of all multiplication and division. Whenever you are in step 1, it doesn't matter which one you do first, second, third, fourth, as long as you are only getting rid of addition and subtraction. Once all of that is gone, then you can get rid of multiplication and division in whatever order you want. As long as you're staying within those steps, yes, you can do them in any order. Okay, everybody feel good? Good. Now I'm going to set a little timer, and I would like for you guys to try these on your own. And I'll pause this recording during the timer, and we will be back. For number 1, we have 5 plus 3 times x minus 7 equals 11. What is our first step? Yeah, we've got 2 options. We could either get rid of positive 5 or we could get rid of negative 7. Either order is going to be just fine. So I'll just start with getting rid of 5 by doing minus 5 on both sides. Okay, now I've got 3 times x minus 7 equals 11 minus 5. I believe that's 9. Is that right? Let's see.
6. 11 minus 5.
Oh, y'all, I'm silly. It's 6. You're so right. I make mistakes too. Okay, now we have 3 times x minus 7 equals 6. We still have those 2 addition problems or subtraction problems that we're trying to get rid of. So let's get rid of this minus 7. What do I need to do here? Plus 7 on both sides. 7's cancel. I'll bring down 3 times x equals, what is 6 plus 7? 13. All right. Now I have 3 times x equals 13. What do I do here? Yes, we need to divide by 3 on both sides. And we are going to get x equals, what is it? Yeah, let's see what we end up getting here. Sorry, this one wasn't as pretty.
Right.
13 divided by 3. Yep, 4.3 repeating. So we could just write 4.3.
That's not what I got.
What did you get, Lisa?
13 divided by
Oh, it just gave you the fraction form. So you could just say x equals 13 over 3 if you don't want to write down an ugly decimal. But we also know here that when we do divide it, we will get x equals about 4.3. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Any questions? Okay. Let's try number 2. Now I've got 12 plus x divided by 6 minus 10 equals 14. What are my 2 options that I could try first?
You can try the 12, positive 12 on this side, or the minus 10.
Yeah, we could get rid of either the 12 or the 10. Which one do we want to do first?
Over to that one so I can see. You do the 10.
Let's do the 10. All right, so we've got minus 10, so we need to do plus 10. And let's do that to both sides. Hello? What's up? Here, let me pause this. So we did our plus 10, which is going to cancel these.
Right.
And what should we do now?
Add 14 plus 10.
Yep, 14 plus 10 is 24 equals, and what do we have left to bring down?
12 plus 6, 6.
Yes, we have 12 plus x divided by 6 equals 24. What do we need to get rid of now?
The
12
12.
12. So we're going to do minus 12.
and minus 24.
On both sides. Onto the 24 as well. So now my 12s cancel. I've got x divided by 6 equals 24 minus 12 is? Should be 12.
Right.
Should be 12. Okay, final step here. I've got x divided by 6 is 12.
Now it's going to be 6 times 6.
Yes, let's do this times 6.
I had this all wrong.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I just erased it and redid it.
That's all right. That's all right. This is why we practice.
Because I started over on the left side.
That's okay. So my 6's cancel. I'm left with x by itself equals, and what is 12 times 6? 72. Did you get that too, Jenny?
No, that's where I stopped at.
Oh, that's where you stopped.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the
remember,
right track.
you are on the right track, and I love that.
Yeah.
Let's clear it. So 12 times 6, 72. Perfect. Okay. Even if you didn't get the correct answer on these, does this process make sense? Everybody feel okay about it? Okay. And I'm going to give you guys some practice for later, so don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. I want to show you another type of multi-step equation before we get too close to leaving. You know what, guys? We actually only have about 5 minutes left. I don't want to confuse you too much and teach you too many things at once. Let's stick with what we learned today. I'm going to make you a different exit ticket than period 4. And we'll talk about the exceptions tomorrow. We'll do that. So let me go ahead and give you your exit ticket. I need to get a new piece of paper. Okay, so let's make this.
What's the date then?
Today is Monday, September 23rd. So this is day 16. Sorry, it's super blurry. Come on. All right. So, your day 16 exit ticket. What I'm going to have you do today is just questions 1 and 2. Here's what 3 and 4 does look like. We are going to work on this tomorrow. I don't want to overwhelm you today, but just do questions 1 and 2. for your exit ticket. Let me see if I can cover that up. There we go. I don't know why I got a whole new piece of paper out. All right, I'm going to end that recording there.